Welcome to K-Drama Echoes, the channel where Korean cinema, celebrity culture, and emotional storytelling collide. Here we don't just retell stories. We uncover patterns, decode hidden meanings, and explore why certain films feel disturbingly real long after the credits roll. Today's story is not about heroes with superpowers or villains with dramatic speeches. It is about something far more terrifying: how a carefully constructed lie can erase a life. Two Korean movies, The Manipulated and Fabricated City, have left audiences unsettled, confused, and asking the same question. Why do these films feel like the same nightmare told in different ways? Both movies begin with a fear that modern audiences instantly recognize. An ordinary man, living a quiet and forgettable life, is suddenly accused of a horrific crime. There is no build-up, no gradual fall from grace. One moment he exists as a normal citizen, the next he becomes a monster in the eyes of society. Evidence appears too neatly. Timelines line up too perfectly. Digital traces seal his fate before he even understands what is happening. The speed of this collapse is deliberate. These films want you to feel how helpless a person becomes when truth is outrun by perception. This is where The Manipulated and Fabricated City overlap most powerfully. They are not just crime thrillers. They are stories about manufactured reality. Lies in these films are not emotional or impulsive. They are engineered, built with patience, intelligence, and an understanding of how systems operate. The protagonists are not unlucky. They are selected. In Fabricated City, the destruction is rooted in technology. A simple act, a brief interaction, becomes the starting point of total ruin. The protagonist does nothing extraordinary, yet the accusation against him is so severe that society instantly rejects him. The system does not hesitate. Police procedures, media narratives, and public judgment align seamlessly. The film emphasizes how digital evidence, once accepted, becomes nearly impossible to challenge. By the time doubt appears, it no longer matters. The Manipulated presents the same idea through a colder and more grounded lens. The framing feels less flashy and more suffocating. The manipulation is not just digital, it is psychological and institutional. Silence, fear, and authority work together to crush resistance. Here, the protagonist learns that innocence alone is meaningless when the system has already decided its version of the truth. Both films portray institutions not as protectors of justice, but as machines that value efficiency over accuracy. Once a narrative is formed, it becomes safer to protect the story than question it. Evidence supporting guilt is highlighted, while contradictions are ignored or erased. This is not shown as pure evil, but as routine behavior, paperwork, hierarchy, career survival. That realism is what makes the film so disturbing. Isolation becomes a central punishment in both stories. The protagonists are not only imprisoned physically, but socially erased. Friends withdraw. Strangers stare. Even loved ones hesitate. The films linger on these moments because they understand a painful truth. Social abandonment breaks people faster than prison walls. Being doubted by everyone forces the characters and the audience to confront how fragile identity really is. Where the films begin to diverge is in how they respond to this injustice. Fabricated City gradually transforms into a stylized revenge thriller. The tone becomes faster, sharper, and more strategic. The protagonist evolves from victim to tactician, using intelligence and teamwork to dismantle the lie piece by piece. The film offers satisfaction and momentum. It reassures the audience that skill, loyalty, and persistence can still fight back against manipulation. The Manipulated refuses to offer that comfort. Even when resistance appears, it feels costly and incomplete. Every step forward leaves scars. Justice, if it arrives, does not heal what was lost. The emotional damage lingers. This film is less interested in victory and more focused on survival. It suggests that some systems do not collapse, they simply grind people down. Another shared strength lies in how both films challenge the idea of evidence. Traditionally, evidence is seen as objective and reliable. These stories dismantle that belief. They show how photos, messages, and digital records can be stripped of context and rearranged to tell a convincing lie. Once these fragments are presented as truth, reversing them becomes nearly impossible. The films do not exaggerate this danger. They reflect the world we already live in. This is why modern audiences connect so deeply with these stories. In an era where screenshots define character and digital traces replace understanding, both films feel uncomfortably plausible. The protagonists are intentionally ordinary. Gamers, workers, everyday citizens. They have no power, no influence, no protection. Their ordinariness makes them easy targets. No one important asks questions for them. As the narratives unfold, both films ask the same haunting question. If the world believes you are guilty, does the truth still matter? And how far would you go to reclaim your name? Fabricated City answers with bold resistance and calculated retaliation. The Manipulated answers with endurance, obsession, and emotional sacrifice. One offers empowerment. The other offers a warning. This is why audiences often say these movies feel the same. Not because their plots are identical, but because they awaken the same fear. The fear that justice is fragile, truth is negotiable, and reputation can be destroyed overnight. Fabricated City leans toward hope, suggesting that intelligence and unity can expose lies. The Manipulated leans toward realism, reminding us that even when the truth surfaces, the damage rarely disappears. Together, these films form a chilling conversation about modern power. They show that lives no longer need to be destroyed through violence. Information, timing, and silence are enough. The most dangerous villains are not those who commit crimes, but those who control narratives. At K-Drama Echoes, we believe stories matter because they reveal patterns. And the pattern revealed here is unsettlingly clear. In a world obsessed with speed, appearance, and digital proof, lies do not need to be loud to be deadly. They only need to be believed. When the screen fades to black, these films refuse to let you rest. They follow you with uncomfortable questions. If this happened to you, who would believe you? Who would fight for you? And would the truth be enough? That is why the Manipulated and Fabricated City feel like the same story. They are not just movies. They are warnings.